Oh. Let's see what the actual acrylate looks like. Reasonable. Good enough. Oops. There's that. Just add iron. Just add the iron. So, input, output, thingy, doohickey. Give me the iron. All of it. That'll give me methyl acrylate. That is done. Which means I can now do the serine, or the alien bacteria, which will have to be done, unfortunately, near my phytoplankton. Phytoplankton is all the way up top, and I need a gene lab for that. Now, I should have a gene lab stuff up over here. These are the gene labs. Say hello to my wonderful gene labs. Hello, gene labs. You need to have a different recipe on you. There you go. Different recipe. You are making that stuff. Still no latex, huh? What's going on with latex? Latex? Oh. Okay. I see what's going on. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I've told it to send all the latex into the rubber, which is fine, I suppose. But it sort of depends on having the rubber get fully backed up, which that's a bit. Yeah, let's not store that much. I do need a fair amount of rubber for stuff, because at the moment, what I ended up doing was I decided to just make a whole bunch of cargo bots, just a few bots, and because I've made just a few bots, they use these things called belts. Yeah, I'm probably restoring my belt stuff. So yeah, that would explain a lot behind the lack of rubber and then the lack of latex. Now what I will do is I will take a nice stroll down to change that priority. Do I even need to do that? I think so, yes. I don't know if I can just copy a not prioritized splitter and then go down here, and I can! Okay. Well, that saves the trip. That saves the trip. All these weird vanilla mechanics coming into play. Like, hey, I need to modify the splitter priority on a splitter way the hell far away. I can't right click, like I can't right click, shift right click this splitter and then try to click on a splitter shift left click further down to just copy the recipe and paste as normal if it's too far away. See, if I shift right click on this one and shift left click over here, it can't reach. It can't reach. But if I copy Oh, I can paste a copy of one thing to another. That's fine, regardless of how far away I am. That is perfectly acceptable. So now I should get latex, which means now I should get some amounts of the glassware again. Speaking of glassware, why have I not sent any from here? Because that's filling a line. Yeah. See about that. I could use that production. I could very much use that production. So I will take a trip out there to add that little segment of belt in. I have completely forgotten where and how far down that is, but yeah, I take it I will probably see right up here. It's the belt above the saps. Exactly where I need to go. See exactly where I need to go. Right there. Hello, stuffs. You can output left, sure. What is that even being used for? cDNA. Well, as it turns out, I think this can just die at this point. I'm making it in my mall now. So this can go away. I don't need it. I don't need it. Um, Especially since all that cDNA is just ending up on my mall anyway. Because even though it's going to the right, it's not getting constantly consumed. It is not getting consumed anymore. That much is for certain. It just minimal amounts go out over here and end up at the mall. But I have it being produced at the mall. And it's backed up, so yeah, that does not matter in the slightest. Let's save our resources and just send stuff down. So now I'll have glassware at some point. Let's see, so the thingies are there. That's those. Just add all this other stuff. Well, fortunately, I have all this other stuff. So this one's just a matter of just placing that building and putting in the request. Now the serine will happen once the glassware comes in. Then I'll have the serine to produce the glorious and beautiful alien bacteria. Next, the ethanolamine is in the bioreactor, which is one of these guys. May as well place it like right next door. Just as soon as my construction bots bring this in. This is producing a fluid, of course it is. Ethanolamine. Do-do-do. Oh. Underground belts. Do I even... Yes, I do, because that's the, yeah, that's the glassware. My primary glassware that goes onto my network. My train network. Yeah, that's sort of important. Also, bioreactor limitation. You just need input, output, thing, grab, methyl, acrylate. I've got a few units of that produced at this point, and that'll be the ethanolamine. So, huzzah. Also, you may notice I have a just blank methanol recipe here. So I figured out the reason why Hellmod goes bonkers on occasion. If I don't have this recipe here, the numbers go completely bonkers, and it's partly because it's attempting to, like, we have one thing that's producing methanol and one thing that's consuming methanol, and it's trying to balance those two out, and it can't. So it just goes nuts on the numbers here, which is why I need to add in a little blank or some other production of methanol that is primarily producing it. And once you add that, everything is fine again. Everything is fine again. So that's another one of those key tips for Hellmod. Like, if you're getting those horrible effectively infinite values pop up, yeah, I'm sure that does pop up on occasion. You have to identify a fluid that's being both produced and consumed, and add in some method of production of it, uh, even if it's just the blank recipe. The same goes for water, by the way. This does also apply to water. When you have stuff that's being produced and consumed of water, it will very much attempt to change a lot. So I have something here that is making water just to have a thing that is water. Just, to have a thing that is water. Really? You're still gonna I have a thing that is water, and you're gonna do that to me. Why? Why you do this? Well, it's fine if I don't have the water. Do I? Oh, it's not fine if I don't have the water. So again, it's all because I have messed with the water just now. What did I just have for that water? I've forgotten I had that put in. So apparently it doesn't like the that particular recipe, so just put in that particular recipe. And it's like, oh, we're good now. Sure. Sure. Very odd behavior, but I can just ignore that particular step and that one. Just ignore them, because I've got water on demand. Okay, now that I have technically the ability. Oh, we have Serene. Serene! It's moving! It's moving! We've got glassware happening, sorta, again. So, yay! We are in need of 100 units of this alien bacteria. So yeah, Serene. Serene, you need to happen a lot faster than currently. That's all a matter of the glassware production. So now we can actually start the main helium chain. Now the helium chain actually begins. I need a compressor near where I have some petroleum gas, which I do hope I have. I do. Okay, compressor. I think I use a... Yep, there. I use compressor for the liquid nitrogen. That's one of those experience things, just knowledge of the game. That's petroleum gas. I suppose I'll do this here. I'll need to bring the ethylamine down, I guess. So place that down. Every step that's not a filter, basically, in the entirety of the actual helium processing chain can use productivity that I believe is by design. Because it is absolute hell without that. This is like, just consider this helium processing chain to be effectively the same as niobium and molybdenum. The productivity is here just to give you that ability to increase the output over time, because it doesn't change with increasing tech. Looks like I'm going to need a few compressors, actually, because I need it for the second to last step, as well as that step. So yeah, and I need a few. So this fortunately starts with just the one. Great. I need gasoline as well. And water. I did not leave myself enough space. Because of course I didn't. For the water. I can do that. Sure, we'll be ugly. We're fine with ugly. We're fine with the ugly around here. Do that. Get the gasoline brought down. Gasoline is absolutely being used to make the wonderful liquid nitrogen. Right there. Now I do have, yeah. Yeah, right there too. That was a convenient choice when making the glass fibers at the end of last time. Oh. Not there, apparently. Down we go. Oh, that's way too far. Oh, good. There just so happens to be a little bit of space right here that is completely blocked by the building sprite. A little bit of hidden space. So yeah, that's the blood in there for that. So yeah, I now have liquid petroleum gas. I need to place down a doohickey tailings pond there. And we've got liquid petroleum gas. Huzzah! Next, I need a fluid separator. Ooh, do I even have any of those out and about? I don't think so. Not here. Not here. So bring me some fluid separators, please. May as well tell them to bring me some compressors as well. Wherever those are, I always forget. Here? No, here. Compressors, there you are. And yeah, just make sure I clean up my inventory as we go along. Okay. Have you got my fluid sep? Yes, you have. Alright. This is not the step with the ethanolamine yet. We are making the gas stream, which is going to take that stuff in. I only need one of these buildings. Needs these. And needs some activated carbon. Now, activated carbon is being made here in the mall right now. And I I have toyed with the idea of making activated carbon elsewhere, but as it turns out, it's like all the stuff it makes is stuff that I sort of am only really going to use at the mall anyway, so for now it stays. The excess aromatics will get sunk. If I can, I never remember what the building icon is for that. Yeah, just add activated carbon, and now we've got gas stream. Next is filters. Bring me filters. Thanks. I need filter. A singular filter. Filter has a building level productivity limitation, so I cannot use productivity on filters for any filter recipe. And that is one building level limitation that I kept for my productive Pyandons mod. There's a few particular buildings that my mod does change to allow productivity, but not for filters. There's too much stuff that doesn't need that shouldn't have productivity that's done in filters. Filters, there you are. Get rid of all of those requests. So here I am making the dry gas stream out of gas stream. Right there, it'll need filtration media, of course. Filtration media also being made here at the mall. Yes, that is the correct icon. You actually output some water. I only need one of you as well, so that is done. That is done. It outputs right there. Next is another fluid separator, and this is where I'll need the ethanolamine. This is where the ethanolamine comes into play, making the highly purified gas out of dry gas stream. And I should align this like so. This does not need a solid in. This does take productivity. That takes speed. I need at least one speed in there, from what I remember. We're still one building up until this compressor. Then we start needing multiple buildings. I will need GPUs as well, so I may as well bring those to me. So the ethanolamine. Where shall I bring that down from? What will be my alignment as we bring that down? We've almost got helium, by the way. By the way, it's almost done. Yeah, let's see how this works out. 'Cause it might be right in the middle of stuff, which is a slight problem. I'll move it over to the right a bit. That'll get it out of the way, mostly. It actually aligns perfectly with the tar there. And then I can start bringing it in. Please reach, please reach. There you go. Just like so. Ethanolamine. Ah, I need a doohickey there. Alright, we now have that step done. The next step is a DDC. The DDC will take our highly purified gas, and it will make 3 separate things, one of which is methanol that we'll have to get rid of. It is that recipe. Again, productivity on all of these things. Just checking I have that going. Huzzah. Does it get sunk? Yes, it does. It absolutely gets sunk for methanol. It is a fluid with a pretty good fuel value, but otherwise still fluids. It is sunk. Now I need to. I have two outputs here. I have this, and I have this. Now this one gets processed later. What we need to process here now is this next one, which is in 4 compressors. So 4 of these. Change that recipe because it's doing that. Also needs gasoline. And water. Yeah, at least I don't have to worry about doing pipe logistics and running out of pipes at my mall. Alright, that is good. That will also make steam. Oop. So I need to grab a tailings pond for that steam as well. There's the power, just add gasoline. We've got our good friend gasoline up here. Let's do something like that. Bring that over. Oh, that alignment. Wow, that was convenient. Highly convenient alignment. There we go. Alright, good. Now we need to do the liquid-rich gas, which is in 2 more DDCs. Which is that recipe. This will work. Yep, that works just fine. Productivity. We're basically done now with that. That goes in. This has a water out in trace amounts that needs to be sunk. There's the power there. Alright, that just leaves 2 more compressors. These compressors are doing this. Yes. Do I want to do that right here? No. No, I'll do it back here. Just because I have this nice, convenient little source of gasoline. More water. And I need to combine the outputs from right in here. I'll actually do up to, I guess, do that. That there. That can go over here. So that's helium rich, and that is helium rich. That goes into both of these. They need productivity. They need power. They need their steam to be voided. And this crude helium now needs 3 gas processing units. To process into actual helium. And they output a little bit of excess water. That will be voided. Not there, though, apparently. Last step is the most important step for productivity, by the way. And it looks like I need a little bit of hydrogen in as well, but that is not difficult in the slightest. Just going to bring that over like so. Give it some beautiful power. Just add 8.34 units of hydrogen. Yeah, about that. Doink. Doink. Ta-da! And that is helium. Non-zero amounts of helium. Yay! We've got helium in the proper helium chain. Actual helium exists now. Oh boy. What did I used to have here? Something. Soil, I think. Soil or pure sand? Pure sand was here before. Silicon, I think. Silicon processing was here making silicon. Now it's helium. Now it is helium, and I am completely done with helium, which means now we can start directly working again on the circuit 3s. Now, I have gone and I have pruned the circuit 3s a little bit, just so that we're not showing anything that I'm already doing. So all the stuff that's left on this list is new stuff for the circuit 3s. Huzzah. Do you happen to take that? You do. Just wondering if it would change the building count any. Unfortunately not. So, starting with... now, the ECH isn't going to get used until all the way up here on the epoxy. So I've got a little bit of a wait on the epoxy. I will need to do some soda ash here locally, but other than that, I have everything. So, where to begin? Good question. Bio batteries, I think, is where I will begin, and this is going to use more alien bacteria than I'm currently producing. So, you know, it's going to be slow. It will be very slow. And no, these do not take productivity. None of this currently is able to use productivity modules, just recipe level limitations for the most part, which is dumb, especially for the bio batteries themselves. These are all intermediates. These are all intermediates. But yeah, am I doing propeptides? That's a question. I don't think so. Because that's stingray spikes. Yeah. So I guess we're bioprinting something else as well. Hey, congratulations. I have figured out something else that I need onto this. I have dingrits. I could set up dingrits, but nah. Nah. Nah, nah. No. Just no. Come on, buddies. Place down the bioprinter for me. You. You are making dingert spikes. You also need the betalist of the... What? Oh. What? Hmm. I do hope I didn't just kill something. Some other pipe there. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, stuff. Why no, oh. Primers. Right. Yeah, so primers are understandably not particularly great. We'll get Danger spikes at some point. Alright. Gene Lab. That is one of those. Now I'll do most of this right over here. Gene Lab for that. This. So the bio batteries need the lithium niobate, so that's all of this stuff going into, yeah, eventually nanofibrils. You. What was you? Propeptides. Hey, we're making a spike. 3 spikes, actually. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful spikes. Hey, we did it. We did it! Oh, and also I do have sea sponges being produced. Those have been produced for a long time. So I have all this. Just, you know, eventually on the glassware. Eventually. Hey! It's a thing that takes productivity. Excellent. Excellent! That makes so much sense.